Die roten Kristalle habe ich jetzt noch nie
There
zerpfeffert.
was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time. Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough. You almost never saw wild gogglers together like this. The toads had to train them not to peck each other to death. So these had to be Imperial gogglers. That meant ravens were up ahead. What did you do if one of these platforms stalled?
Ich wollte aber eigentlich unten entlang laufen. Du kannst nicht blocken, wenn halt alle hintereinander gleich kommen und sagen, hey komm, wir greifen dich jetzt gleichzeitig an. Was soll der Krütz, ey.
Didn't your mother tell you it's rude to stare? Snapped Renato, a little smug. It was time for a little exploration.
Hey, das ist cool. Okay, keine Ahnung.
Don't look down, he thought. There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest, the mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be. There was a cat in this one, and something useful.
Ich würde gern die Katze behalten.
Not everyone knew how to use magical gems. Of course, not everyone had magical gem gauntlets like he did.
Komme ich auch auf den normalen Weg zurück. Komme ich tatsächlich. Das kommt mir neu vor.
Of course there was a puzzle. You couldn't expect the Transcendent Emperor to bury a god's eye in a leather sack where anyone could pick it up. Ow, 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 ow.
Das ist ein ganz anderer Weg jetzt.
Renata felt ready to become faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which.
Ich werde mich auf jeden Fall nochmal aufleveln, was meine HP angeht. Diesmal haben sie uns echt einen anderen Weg laufen lassen zu dem Kern.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark art, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. Maybe Lapino wasn't such a good friend. Yeah, that made him feel better. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Ich glaube, ich mach das, ja.
Well, of course. If you've just assembled a weapon out of legend that can
Papa, ihr schwätzt nur dasselbe. Nur diesmal geben wir die Waffe ab.
Why had the parts of the Sky Ripper only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had dismantled it? The mad Emperor Isengrim had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Was that why these ancient artifacts were rising out of the ground? How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction. And, hopefully this time, just his destruction. Renata hoped his mother wasn't watching.
Bin ich hier vorher lang gelaufen? Ja, das scheint ja wirklich der richtige Weg zu sein und ich will nochmal alles rausholen aus Schatzkisten etc.
What was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
Ah Mann, mir fehlt immer noch dieses blöde blaue Schwert. Kann doch nicht wahr sein. Also gehen wir hier hoch. So eine Werkbank wäre jetzt schön, obwohl haben wir genug Erz überhaupt? Ich weiß es nicht. Da würden tatsächlich noch 7 fehlen.
A legendary weapon was exactly what the rebellion needed. They were outnumbered. The once kind emperor had become a tyrant. But his ravens stayed loyal, for he fed them his victims, and the other animals were too frightened to rebel. Renato shuddered at what the emperor was trying to do.
Jetzt haben wir genug.
To bring back the lost gods, the Black Harvest, the Black Sun? No. He would stop that toad, no matter what the risk. Renato had found his game changer. He would ignore all distractions and focus on the Sky Ripper. You couldn't go sticking jewels in your gauntlet just anywhere. What if you dropped one and broke it? Luckily, there was a bench right here.
Friere den Gegner ein. Friert auch alle umstehenden Gegner ein. Oh, damit haben wir alle Schwerter.
There was a sign. Take the goat across first.
Au. Ich hab doch Blocken gedrückt.
He thought. Hello, emptiness.
Es ist dämlich, 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 dämlich. Wurde ein paar Mal auf mich eingeschlagen und ist vorbei mit mir. Ey, guckt euch die Scheiße an. Treten mir manchmal aber ganz schön in den Arsch. Die Gegner werden halt echt auch von Durchlauf zu Durchlauf stärker. Das ist zwar clever, aber irgendwann kann ich mich einfach nicht mehr wehren.
Renato was thrilled. The scientists seemed to think he'd put the Sky Ripper together right. But one toad was worried.
Yeah, the Sky Ripper could tear a hole in existence itself. There are invisible strings that tie the universe together. If Skyripper cut one, the hole would widen and widen until our whole existence fell into it.
Another toad sighed.
Irving still believes in string theory. At least go see Calaveras.
Yeah, said the worried toad.
He knows more than anyone else has forgotten about the Transcendent Emperor.
If anyone could tell him how to use this weapon safely, it would be Calaveras. It was he who had told Renato how to find it in the first place. But maybe he had to give up on using it as a weapon. Maybe he had to go to the secret rebel base and ask the generals there what he could do with a weapon that he dared not use. One way or another, there had to be a safe way to use it.
Ich gehe mal nicht davon aus, dass die das hier auch sicherer hinkriegen als ich. Aber wir gehen mal provisorisch hier hin.
On the way to the ruins of the city of Ubar, Renato had plenty of time to ponder what the toads had said. Strings and holes and something called anti-stuff.
Anti-Stuff.
Well, he didn't understand any of it, but it made him nervous. Renato would hear one metaphor and decide the Skyripper was safe, and then another, and worry it was catastrophically dangerous. If it could destroy the entire world, nothing was worth risking that. But if it couldn't, then not using it would be an act of cowardice. Of course, it could be catastrophically dangerous. Renato knew that. But maybe it wasn't always. He would bring the Skyripper to the council. Wiser heads would know what to do.
Neuen Informationen daher. Interessant.
The truth was, if it wasn't safe, then it was dangerous. They couldn't use it. He'd found the Skyripper for nothing. He should have rescued his friend Lupino. Oh, he should have confronted Zenobia. He had nothing but his sword. But maybe the council would have an idea? Renato had been the terror of the sandcastles when he was 2.
Das ist jetzt die Frage, ist hier der Weg vorwärts? Nein, ist er nicht, zum Glück. Erz haben wir natürlich jetzt deutlich wenig, aber dafür haben wir alle 4 Schwerter und können jede Tür öffnen, die wir wollen.
There was an inscription. Praise the sun.
Machen sie sich auch noch über... Na gut, lustig machen sie sich nicht über Dark Souls, ist eher eine Hommage, aber doch ziemlich cool. Oh ja. Give me more ore. Okay, das sieht nach Progress aus.
I need more materials, thought Renato.
Die wollen jetzt aber auch zwangshaft, dass ich das Wasserding auflevel, oder? Stopp, was penetrant.
Hoped his hook didn't break.
Da ist die Frage, wo bringst du mich jetzt hin? Bringst du mich auch wieder zurück?
Chill out.
Schildbrecher. Ach, damit da nicht Schilder kaputt machen, das wäre ja weniger erfolgreich. Das Ganze hat mehr Energie gekostet. Aber wir sind wieder hier. Triffst und die Schildträger lassen ihren Schild fallen. Das ist schon gut, aber ich weiß nicht, wo mich das hinbringt. Hier runter ist auf jeden Fall Main Progress, aber auch eine Schatzkiste.
A raven cawed, "There he is!" And they ran away, cawing. They knew he had the cord, didn't they? And they were afraid of it. Little did they know, he couldn't use it.
Wait. If they didn't know he couldn't use it... Yes.
A sword can be powerful without ever being drawn from its scabbard. Sleep tight, thought Renato.
Du Sack. Hättest mich lieber umgebracht, ey, mal ganz ehrlich. Was habe ich denn jetzt noch für eine Chance? Außer gleich im Kampf zu sterben. Mit meinen 27 Lebenspunkten.
Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good. Big eyes you have.
Ja, da bin ich schon tot. Ein Schlag.
Smelt burned fur. Is. be said to no one in
Ich
particular.
habe noch nicht
as
mal
he died.
gesehen, dass der irgendwie irgendwas gemacht hat, der Penner. Ja, das macht doch einfach keinen Sinn. Ich blick da gar nicht mehr durch, was ist. Jesus Christ on a stick.
No one can beat Renato at hot potato.
Ey, ich habe überlebt. Großartig. Du kannst glauben, dass ich da lang gehe.
That is a very cool sword, thought Renato. No, seriously. He couldn't feel his paw anymore. It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
Ja, das stimmt. Elementarer Widerstand Level 3. Das ist ziemlich cool.
Renato barely made it to the hideout when he was shoved into a meeting room. He laid out his plan. They were shocked. Bluff the Emperor with an unusable weapon?
Yeah, it's brilliant, laughed Renato. He keeps sending ravens, none of them come back. How does he know it's my sword?
I suppose there's no harm if it fails. Take the Sky Ripper into a firing position.
Croaked the speaker.
I shall attempt to hail him by far, Speaker.
It was a huge bluff. Renato had no cards to play. Just a weapon that could maybe destroy everything he hated and everything he loved. Could he be sure it wouldn't work? No, of course not. Of course the Emperor couldn't be sure it wouldn't work, and he must believe in ancient weapons if he hoped to bring back the lost gods, right?
Das ist gar nicht so uncool, was wir jetzt hier herausgefunden haben, dass wir machen werden.
What terms could he offer Isengrim III? Now, he would have to step down, obviously. And accept the rebellion? Was that asking too much? Maybe Renato would ask him to make Zenobia Empress. Yeah, his daughter, after all. She would never sacrifice innocent kittens and puppies to bring back the lost gods. No. Renato had to seem confident. Overconfident, even. Like he was sure he could blow up the Emperor's ship to hell. I mean, who believes a cautious bluff?
Was fehlt uns denn, um Schwerter aufzurüsten? Viel Erz. Auch viel Erz. Eieiei, das kann ja was werden. Zumal die Gegner in immer größeren Gruppen kommen und meine Fähigkeit, alles gleichzeitig zu überblicken, definitiv schwindet.